So I know I'm following the teacher, so I'm giving a pop quiz. Last day to register to vote. Last day to register to vote. Anybody?
November the 3rd.
October the 12th. Write it down. Tell your friends. The last day for you to be able to register to vote is October the 12th. What is the first day of early vote?
October 17th.
We have a winner. October 17th. October 17th, first day of early vote. Now this one everybody should get right. Day of the general election.
November 6th.
That's right. And what are we going to do November 6th? Vote! What are we going to do November 6th? Vote! Amen. I am really just so happy to be here with y'all in God's country. And I know I'm with some good North Carolina Democrats, and I am excited and I'm fired up about what the Democratic Party is doing in this state. I am so thankful that Pam and Cecilia asked me to be here with y'all today. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Stephanie Woolley. I work for the North Carolina Democratic Party as the Minority Affairs Coordinator. But before that, I am the daughter of two immigrants. I am the daughter of two people who came to this country wanting a better life, knowing that only in America could their dreams be possible. They raised me to love God, to love people, and to love the American way. They taught me that in this country, people are fair, people are kind, people are good, and that when you see injustice, it is your job to fight it at all costs. I stand here before you as a product of the American dream. But that is enough about me. This is about you. Ladies, today is such an important day because today I get to celebrate you. I get the chance to celebrate all that you have done and all that you have been to North Carolina and the Democratic Party. I always get so tickled on a Wednesday morning in November when some political pundit or analyst gets on the news and says, you know, women of color came out to vote in record numbers and that helped this Democrat or that Democrat win. And my first thought is always, well, duh. We have been doing this for decades, and y'all are just now giving us the recognition. This ain't new. We've been true to this. Second, what they don't talk about are the weeks, the months, and the days and the years of work that went into getting Democrats elected. They don't talk about what you all do on Saturday morning when you get up, leave your families, and go knock on doors. They don't talk about the nights after work that you phone bank and that you stuff envelopes and that you go out canvassing for candidates. They don't talk about the decades in which you have been the backbone and the centerpiece and the linchpin of this party. So today I stand here to say thank you. Thank you for all that you have done. Thank you for all that you have been. I know that I stand on your shoulders. I know the work that you have done. And on a very personal note, as a young North Carolina Democrat, I want to say thank you. But we still have work to do. And I know Burke County knows about work. Yes. I know that in 2008, y'all stormed the doors of this building to get out the vote for President Obama. And I know y'all did it again in 2012. And then in 2016, you all came out in record numbers to show that you stood with her. But we came up short. And I know it hurts. And I know many of us are still trying to heal and process what exactly is going on in this country. I know we have tried and we have prayed, but we have to push forward. We cannot stay stagnant in our dismay. We cannot stay complacent in what is going on. We must push forward. We must move this state forward. And in November, we must vote like never before because this country, this state, democracy, fairness, and equality are depending on you getting out and voting. In November, we are voting for something. We are not just voting against someone. North Carolina Democrats have a message. Our message is Democrats care about jobs, about our schools, about our health care, and most importantly, North Carolina Democrats care about people. And people of all colors. not just people who look like us. But that's another story for another day. I'm not going to go there. We want a state that works for everyone. And our state is beautiful. But I mean, I don't have to tell y'all that. Y'all live here. Y'all know that North Carolina's natural treasures are the most beautiful in this country. These mountains are your backyard. Your children swim in these rivers. They get baptized in this water. This is your home, and we need to protect it. Democrats are working tirelessly to ensure our citizens have clean air and drinking water free of pollutants like Gen X. Democrats are fighting to tackle emerging threats and clean up old ones like coal ash. When businesses dump coal ash and chemical spills and other pollutants into our waters, we should not be the ones left to pick up the bill.
I didn't sit there. My name.
Meanwhile, Republicans want to strip our rivers of every legislative protection they have against pollution. And then when the pollution happens, they expect us to pick up the tab for the cleanup. That's not going to happen. Because I know Mountain Democrats stand ready at every turn to protect this state against pollution, to protect this state against coal ash, Gen X, and anything else that tries to harm our natural treasures. We are ready to fight for a healthy, a safe, and a beautiful North Carolina, and I hope that y'all stand with me in that promise. Yes, y'all, I'm a Southern Baptist. Feel free to call and respond and amen and hallelujah.
Amen.
Democrats are also fighting for health and safety. All of our candidates have talked about this, but it breaks my heart to see the statistics that more than 600,000 North Carolinians, working people, fall into the health care coverage gap because Republicans refuse to expand Medicaid. No North Carolinian should have to suffer being told by doctors, well, there is a treatment, but sorry, Medicaid doesn't cover it. Or, sorry, you make too much money to get Medicaid, but you don't make enough money to pay out of pocket. Y'all, that is heartbreaking that there are members of our community suffering who need treatment, who cannot afford it, and Republicans have left millions upon millions of dollars on the table and leaving our people struggling, suffering, and hurting. Not in our North Carolina, not anymore. We are going to expand Medicaid. We are going to ease the burden on rural hospitals, and by expanding Medicaid, create 40,000 new jobs in this state. It's going to save lives, and it's going to connect people with the quality mental health care they need and they deserve. Burke County, it is time. It is time that we help people get quality health care they need, and that will only happen if we elect Democrats up and down the ballot in November. Democrats care about this environment. They care about our health. They care about our children and our education. You just heard from a teacher. You've heard from our candidate that teachers, many of you are teachers, have to pay out of pocket for their own school supplies. Teachers are working 2 and 3 jobs just to make ends meet. That is ridiculous, and it does not make sense, because the only jobs teachers should have are to nurture and educate our next generation of North Carolinian leaders. That is the only job they should have. They should not have to be working part-time, second full-time jobs, taking away from their families just to educate our children. We need to pay our teachers better. We need to nurture our teachers. We need to love our teachers, because it is because of our teachers we are all sitting here today. Our teachers deserve more from us, and they deserve more from the legislature in Raleigh. We are going to demand better. We're fighting for our children's safety. We are fighting for common sense gun safety laws. We are not taking away anybody's guns. Let me get that clear and out in the open. That is not what we are fighting for. What we are fighting for is reform. We want common sense reform, like background checks, ban on bump stock, making sure that those with mental illness do not have access to firearms. That is what we are asking for. Let's not wait for another tragedy to spur us to action. There should not have to be another school shooting and children's lives lost and teachers' lives lost. Parents should not have to mourn to get legislation passed. We should enact common sense gun reform, and that is what Democrats are fighting for. But we have to do this together. Ladies, not one demographic, not one group can make this happen. We have to link arms with our sisters and make sure that we are voting, that we are informed, and that we are showing out and bringing this blue wave like they never thought would come. Ladies, it's gonna take all of us. And I know Burke County Democrats are ready to fight. I know y'all are. This is the home of Senator Sam Ervin. Okay? The man who took down Nixon is from Burke County, and I know this will be the county that took down Trump and the Republican supermajority in November. Is that right? That's what Burke County can do. But we have to do this together, ladies. We have to vote. And by golly, these Republicans don't want us to vote. Dear Jesus, they don't want us to vote. They want to take away every right we have to the ballot box. They want to change the amendments. They want to do judicial races with parties. Y'all, they are trying to block us at every turn. And we have been fighting for this right for centuries, not decades, centuries, and we're not going to let them take it now. The right to vote is the most fundamental right of all. And we need to make it easier for people to make their voices heard. We need to lower hurdles to voting. Democrats are committed to making it easier for people to stand in line at the ballot box. And we are going to stand against measures that create barriers for people to make their voices heard. Because not in North Carolina are we going to disenfranchise our people by making sure they have a voter ID law. No, that is not happening today because we're not going to let it happen. We are going to vote nix on 6 on all those amendments. And, okay? And we are going to show up and show out. So I have one thing to ask of y'all. I know y'all know she's been up here 20 minutes and she's already asking for stuff. Work with me. There is canvassing to be done. There's fundraising to be done. There's envelopes that need to be stuffed. Everybody can do something. But I'm going to ask you just to do one thing. And that is to bring somebody with you to the polls.
Yeah.
Your husband and your daughters and your kids do not count. Sorry. Bring somebody, preferably a Democrat, with you to the polls. Somebody who doesn't usually vote. Somebody who you might know is disillusioned with the process because people are hurting. People feel let down by both parties. And this is a chance to bring people together and let them know that Democrats have a message. Right. Democrats want a better North Carolina. Come with me. Help me make our state better. Yes. I know that y'all may meet people who say my vote doesn't count. But we have to vote. We've got to vote for Anita Earls. We have to vote for Tim Barnes back. We have to vote for Art Sherwood. We have to vote for our Democrats from the top of the ticket to the bottom, from city council to the school board to Supreme Court justice. We have to get out there. We have to vote, and we have to bring people with us. Because as Fannie Lou Hamer said, we have to build our own power. And that starts at the ballot box. So when you meet people who are disillusioned with our message and tired of politics, I would encourage you to tell them one of my favorite quotes. That sometimes people say, what is the sense of our small effort? They cannot see that we must lay one brick at a time, take one step at a time, because a pebble cast into a pond causes ripples that spread in all directions. Each one of our words, each one of our actions is just like that. No one, especially now, has the right to sit down and feel hopeless because there is just too much work to do. Burke County, there is work to do. I hope that you will stand with me as I work with you, as we work together to take back our state, to break this Republican supermajority, and to bring this blue wave in November. I love y'all. God bless you all. Thank you so much for having me. And I cannot wait to see y'all at the polls in November.